How are you really today? Not the sugar-coated version, not the masking version, not um, the version you tell your acquaintances, maybe your colleagues. How are you really today? What's going on internally for you that maybe you haven't told anyone, but it's weighing on you, and you're trying to put on a brave face, and maybe you're succeeding, uh, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're just wishing you had someone you could trust to share what you're going through right now. But you find that's a hard thing to find, to trust, because you've been burnt too many times, or you just don't want people sharing um, your thoughts and feelings and gossiping about you, basically. So you just have learnt that it's better to keep it all to yourself, even if that means you have to be alone in it. Hi, I'm Crystal Tottenham from Crystal Clear Coaching, and I help you tune into you here. And I definitely use the word help because I cannot do it for you. You've got to do it for yourself. And there's times where we'll be having an off day, but we will put on a mask and pretend like everything's fine. And sometimes that's just what we're going to do to get through the day, the week, the month, hopefully not the year or longer. But the longer we mask, the more that mask feels more comfortable to us. And then we are hiding ourselves from what community we might find if we were to show our true selves. And so the community that we do find with our mask on is going to be attracted to the mask. So, it's like that old saying, I can't remember who said it, but would you prefer to be loved for who you're not, or um, adored for who you are, or loved for who you are? You can only be loved for who you are if you show it. If you share it, you choose to embody it. Um, Whereas if you're being loved for who you're not, well, that's not love for you. And it's a disownment of yourself in the meantime. And you're awesome. You're the best person in your life. So please don't do that to yourself. And again, I say this all with curiosity always, because that might feel heavy if that's the truth for you. If you feel like you've had to mask for whatever reason, and maybe that's really had you stay alive at this point because there were people it was unsafe to not be masked around. I dare say those people don't deserve to be in your one wild and precious life, though. And it's not always that black and white, and it's not always that easy to cut people out of your life. Or be honest with how you're feeling. And maybe you don't need to cut them out of your life, but it just feels like that might be what needs to happen. But if we can be brave enough to have the hard conversations and to show up as our true selves, we can release so much weight of the masking, like the time and energy it takes to put on that brave face that makes you feel not yourself. I want you to be fully and truly embodied in yourself. And what's your truth? What's at your heart? What your dreams are? Um, Assuming they're dreams that are for the good of everyone, like they're not going to hurt anyone else. So, and look, I don't think you're here on my channel if you're one of those people. So I want your dreams to come true. And the sooner you can learn to take off those masks, maybe just at first with one trusted person, maybe it's in a trusted, internet forum, which, I mean, that's a start, but obviously in person is always better because it's space to be real, we have certain walls up with the internet where we edit ourselves. So just noticing how you might edit yourself, even on those forums, even if you're in a super niche group of like minds, there's still a level of editing, or the fact that you can only type out responses, or maybe it's a video platform or a voice note platform, but there's just a level of editing, or you have to have the clip at a certain level, and so it just, yeah, it leads to you editing who you are as a person, and you can't actually edit a person, by the way. I mean, you can improve yourself, but you can't edit the muchness of the allness of you, the wholeness of you. We constantly try, as many makeup machines, to put ourselves into a nice little box and say, I'm XYZ and I do XYZ, and look, hey, I already did it in this video. So like there is a certain social structure in this world that is what's acceptable to show up as. But I also know within myself that I am so much more than that. Yes, I'm a life coach. I've also, if I'm gonna go purely off my careers, I say multiple because I've had multiple, in costume and film and TV, currently as a retail assistant, as an office temp, as a library assistant, as a barmaid. Like, I could list off too many jobs. I've had a lot of jobs. Or maybe it's that I'm a sister, or a daughter, a granddaughter, a niece. There's so many titles I might have, different spectrums. I've been a film school tutor. I've been a student. Uh, and probably a million other things. I've been a house sitter, cat sitter, dog sitter. I've been a babysitter. I've been an auntie. And even with all those titles and names, it's still not who I am. I'm the perceiver of this vessel, this body. I am, behind the physical. Yes, even behind the thoughts, like the mindset, the energetics, like I am what's perceived through this vessel, if that makes sense. And you are what's perceived through your vessel. You are just the perceiver. And not to minimize that, I don't, even using the word just makes me, I just don't want to use that word, but you are the perceiver. To the thoughts that come by, that's not you. That's just something you as a perceiver notice. What's going on physically around you, that's not you. That's what you physically notice. Maybe you've started resonating with things around you, like in your room, like because you've curated it all as the perceiver. But I dare say even that's not you. And you can choose, because it's your perspective, to resonate with it, to feel inspired by it, enthusiastic by it. And I mean, I know I do. I love some things, some materialistic sounding things. I love my job right now where I get to wear pretty clothes and I've got lots of whimsy and character to them. I love fun jewelry and artwork and expressing myself. And all of that is still not me. I am just the perceiver in this vessel. I'm hoping this makes sense. I know that I've learned this particular perspective from a book. I'm trying to think of which book. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Which is a brilliant book. Whether I learned that from it's still a book worth reading or listening to. Gave me a lot of peace about life and death and souls and the soul's journey. So yeah, And it's okay if I resonate and I want to attach myself and personify um, things that I feel make me as a human being, because I love building my character and doing silly things and making me. But at the end of the day, like, I'm here for this, I'm a spiritual being here for this human experience as a perceiver of the physical world, or perceiver of Earth. Maybe it's more the physical world, but you catch my drift, hopefully. I know I've gone very deep with this one. Um, and that perceiver, that perceiver allows me to connect to everything, everything, everywhere, all at once. That's a movie title. Need to watch that movie. Everything, everywhere, all at once, because it's all us. We're all connected. It's all energetics. It's all part of the whole. Like, I'm whole within myself, yes, but the planet, the people on it, the animals on it, the nature on it, all the things on it, they're part of the wholeness of the planet. And so choosing to like notice at times that maybe my character isn't serving me, my learnt mental patterns, for instance, learnt habits aren't serving me, I can remind myself that I am but the perceiver. And if I take a step back and zoom out to kind of like the meta, the universe's perspective of my life, my current problem that might be going on, or perceived problem, um, can I see that any answer is available to me? I just need to zoom out enough to connect in, to perceive where that answer might come from, or what the next right step is that might lead me to the answer. You can't always know it all immediately, of course. They would take all the fun out of it. And, I do believe we're all connected. Everything is connected. And I grew up not understanding all this, so I'm still very attached to my character of Crystal Tottenham. And I love her. And I appreciate her. Um, and all the ways and dynamics she's shown up in. And I also know if I want to change something about how maybe she's showing up, I get to do that zooming out and that choosing, to help guide her. I went real meta today. But yeah, I hope it was at least an intriguing conversation. Please take it with curiosity if it feels like a bit much. Um, and if you have any thoughts or feelings, or this brought up something for you that you like hadn't heard before and intrigues you, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, um, just know that whatever you want to do, if you feel like your character on this earth can't do that for whatever reason, well, you always have the tool in your toolkit of zooming out and asking, well, could somebody do it? Could a different version of that person, that character, do it for me? Okay. I will leave it there, my friend, but remember, you're the best person in your life, and we will see you tomorrow.